I can see clearly now.
No, we can't. You can't see. You literally can't start the stream with a copyright strike, Bubbly.
And
Please.
demonetized.
And we're gone. We had to wait at least 10 minutes before you can break the law, and then YouTube doesn't care.
I was just.
I literally almost said good morning. Hi, hello, everybody. It's 6 p.m. on a Monday. It is not the morning. How's everybody doing? Yikes. Not great. Everyone just looks away from their camera in silence.
We're not going to talk about my driver's license situation.
Did you get your license?
No, not yet.
Oh.
I'm still studying for it.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine.
You just got to win.
Bear? What?
You just got to win it. Yeah, Bear is sickly.
Like, huh?
Bear is sickly. I'm feeling better. Anyways, Dungeons and Dragons. Session 20 somehow.
Session 20.
Session 20. It's almost July. No, stop. It's so immediate. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Our regulars. It's good to see you. We're going to jump into recap pretty quick here. I forgot to hit enter, by the way. I'm starting a poll at the start of this session. Players don't pay any mind. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yep. I didn't see it.
I didn't see. I'm blind, actually.
Don't worry about it.
I cannot see clearly.
Don't vote.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't vote. Don't skew the vote. That's fucked up. This is in America, okay? Don't gerrymander the results, please. But yeah, we're gonna jump right in. I do want to thank everyone who's stuck with us so far. 20 sessions in. We've been having some very annoying technical difficulties with the VODs being uploaded. That has been resolved more or less. So the last 2 sessions are up. Last week's session will be up this Wednesday. And then this session will be up this Friday, assuming the issue does not magically reappear overnight. We should be good. That includes YouTube and on Ye Old Podcast.
The goblin that he forgot to pay.
Yeah, no, it's the goblin parts I keep finding in my computer, so I can't render the videos because there's just all the goblins that died in the Salt Creek mines are coming back to haunt me. All the gristle. Yeah, my computer's so hot, so they're cooked onto all the machinery now. It's awful.
Your computer's machine spirit, and then it will,
Yeah, you just gotta relate to the beast. I do want to be a shill for a second and remind everyone to use their Twitch Primes if you haven't already. Please and thank you. That'd be awesome. We've been maintaining a fairly steady subscriber base the last, actually pretty much basically since January. So thank you to all of our regulars who give us Jeff Bezos's money. Please continue to do so. And oh god, no, Mac. Blick. Okay, but look at the names though. Can we talk about the names? Blick and Stilty? Blick, are you in chat? Because that is, we got to talk about that name.
Oh, Dende, yeah.
Yeah, they've been following us since the first session. I don't think I've ever seen them type in chat, have I? Blick and Stilty. Yeah, they've never typed in chat. Someone Blick.
Scare them away. Be careful.
Dendresu, listen. Thank you, Mac.
Dendresu is. I claim him.
I don't. Okay, you can't.
Don't do that with people. You know.
Yeah.
No, I just know him actually. So.
I mean, that's fair. Thank you for, I say it in my head.
You gave Quito a sub.
Yeah, every time I say their username in my head, I say it wrong. I say it as Pargon every time. Or Paragon.
That's the
Paragon.
Fun fact for you, that's the name Pregorius is named after. So
I was wondering, actually, are you telling me that your dad doesn't care if you kill your mom? No, wait. No, your brother.
Your brother,
just
father.
ignore me. Yeah,
my brother dad doesn't care if I
your
kill
brother.
my,
thank you. That's almost what I said in my brain. Thank you.
No.
Nope. No problems there. I'm just gonna pin that. Just 20 minutes of nope. Yeah, okay, we're gonna jump in. Just wanted to take a second to thank you and kind of explain the technical issues we've been having, hopefully to be resolved going forward. let's jump in. What kind of music? Let's see.
Give me something like kind of like conversational.
Groovy.
All these just have weird names. I don't know what any of them mean. We're gonna try Five Fat Fellows from Fandel.
Yes.
Okay.
But every word starts with PH instead of F. Five Fat Fellows from
I don't know
Fandel.
if this is the vibe I'm going for, but that's all right.
No, do you want a different vibe? We can hold on. We can do better. We can do it.
Groovy.
Let's do
Like a nice
Elevator music?
Yes.
no, not elevator.
What do we got?
Like you're talking to something, you're having a serious conversation. That works.
Yeah, there we go. This is like the scenes in CSI Miami where they're showing what Miami looks like for the 50th time that episode.
End it.
Where's your Horatio moment?
Yeah.
I need my Horatio moment.
You need your double sunglasses, please. All right, bring us in. Serious episode, definitely.
Previously on the Chronicles of Patria. Who are you? I guess it doesn't really matter. Where was I? All right. The Feywild. Well, we'd agreed to accompany the centaurs back to their king. My mind was elsewhere for most of the time, the thought of your soul not knowing who you are does weigh at one's soul. We learned what kinds of things that had been happening in the Feywild since Moss had left. While we were visiting the king, and were tasked in figuring out what happened to the Weaver, which is the spider goblin head, grotesque in nature, really. After we struggled over and over again to knock this thing over, we finally managed to, and captured him. And in the process, we learned that the Weaver was being controlled by the sisters of the Umbral Veil, who we now knew were close by. Later in the evening, I had a nice conversation with my deity Katara, like always leaving with more questions than answers. But I did surprise her a great deal, learning that what it is that is afflicting you is unnatural and not magical, kind of really settles things. But that isn't too important just yet. I may have given her the ammo she needed with telling her that the Ascendancy is about to declare war on them. And Moss learns that his brother's loyalties weren't as secure as he previously thought. And that's literally what happened.
Yeah. Thank you, Soren, for giving that fantastic recap. Yeah, wasn't a huge packed session. You guys had a little meeting with
3 levels of exhaustion.
Well, that'll happen, right? You just wake up one day and your deity throw punches you, and then you're really tired for a little bit. What happened again? Oh, right, you drank.
I drank the special sauce.
You drank the copyrighted fridge special sauce.
Yeah.
I forgot.
died.
Special sauce that unfortunately did not work.
It
Yeah,
enhanced
sure.
my strength, and I still couldn't push the guy over.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe you shouldn't be so weak to begin with.
well, how about you get good?
I didn't even try
How
to push him
about
over.
you Dex Fighter plus ratio
L plus ratio.
plus Dex Fighter plus
What-
get shot
what is
with
happening?
gun.
What is happening? Yeah, I think that's basically everything. You guys fought the Weaver, nearly killed him, got real close. In fact, do I still have? I'll give you guys.
How close was he to death? After
Yeah, he was
crit?
pretty close. Let me check really quick. He had he was just below half health. He had about 100 hit points, and he was just below half by the end of that. So a couple more, literally one more round of you guys hitting him instead of pushing him over probably would have gotten him. So decent
Probably could have killed him in
stuff
one
there.
round.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
If I
not
shot him,
super
he'd fall
tough. He and this is true of a lot of creatures in the Feywild. Like, they're not all beefy, high constitution attackers, but they're tricky, and they're magic that they can use in a non-combat scenario. Before they get to the brawling, is usually what lends them their power. And the Feywild is full of a lot of superstition, so there's a little bit of that as well. But we will jump back in the morning of the third long rest, I believe.
Number 3.
Morning of the third long rest. Everyone is full health. Niall has only 3 levels of exhaustion. The ball is rolling up. I've been watching Dimension 20 lately, and I can't stop saying it. Yeah, just 3 more night sleeps, and you'll be totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally fine. No
Go fight
worries.
bosses right now.
Like, just go kill the sisters.
Good thing.
We're not. Ideally, we're not gonna kill them. Okay.
Yeah,
In an ideal world.
in an ideal world. Yeah, you guys wake up in the morning. Long rest completed. No major dangers over the night. And you know, although I don't know if Nico has shared this information yet, you know that you are within 1 mile of the sisters.
Horrifyingly close.
Yeah. Everything's totally fine. But yeah, I'll hand it over to you guys. So what are we doing in the morning here?
Under control. Don't worry.
Everything's totes fine.
No. Moss is still deeply unsettled from the conversation with Gregorius. I don't know whoever. Was there a third watch?
No, there was just the 2.
Yeah, because if each watch is like 4 hours or 3 hours.
Yeah. Soren, I'm assuming it's still up, would just have noticed, they would have just sat awkwardly in silence after they finished their earlier discussion.
Yeah, I think Soren wouldn't have said anything either. He would have just been chilling. Just like, kind of equally as unsettled with everything. Just like, oh.
Yeah. You know, just casually having had a conversation where it's like, well, I hope we don't have to kill each other.
Yeah.
A very civil conversation, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
I said good morning to Greg and my egg.
Greg and egg. All right.
Greg and egg.
Easy. The egg. There is not any new development with the egg itself, but Nico's little automaton, her little gremlin metal child.
It's not a gremlin.
I mean, have you seen him up close?
He
has a mustache.
He has a mustache. He does have a mustache. Is like kind of examining the egg.
Oh.
As you come to, the first thing you see or hear rather is the weird heavy breathing of this metal egg-shaped creature. Just like just kind of like picking away at the little crack that has been forming. Not damaging it, but like if you know the term from a medical sense, kind of I don't know how to pronounce it. When they debride like a wound, like when they go through and with tweezers remove all the debris and stuff, like on like a burn, they usually do that. He's just kind of cleaning it. But that's what you come to, Aqua, in the morning.
Oh, that's so... Mock! Are you having fun? Are you having fun with egg? I see that you're keeping egg clean. I almost said he, but it could be a she.
You see in his extremely tiny little like spoon hand, like they're very, very small, there's just like a neat stack of little egg fragments that are kind of together, and he's not saying anything, but he's like slowly stacking them up one little piece at a time, kind of cleaning around the egg.
I love it.
I've never heard him breathe like this. This is weird. I know he breathes like a little bit, but this is focused.
Is it focus or obsession?
Are they not one and the same?
Well, focus, you could probably control your breathing. He sounds like the pervert man that I knew down the road. So, I don't know.
Oh no!
I'm making you a character, Nick.
You did. I know who you're talking about. And he's not in the Feywild, but he is now. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, so you've never heard him deep breathe, at all.
No, he collects things. He makes he makes a nest. He has a little that's his spot. It's not organized. It's filthy, really. He's got a little bird nest. I would just put it as. That's what he sleeps in back in the laboratory. But
should I ask him if that's what this is for? Is that why he's doing it?
Maybe you can ask. He'll respond if he wants to.
Mock.
You look, and Mork has stopped picking away the egg and is starting to not being able to see the hole in the top of his head. He's trying to use the egg fragments to cover the exposed hole. He's very determined. He's not really acknowledging that you're talking to him. He's working.
Maybe I should leave him alone for a bit.
Well, see what I'm concerned with is that is the egg ready to hatch?
No.
Can it hatch?
No.
I don't know if it can. I mean, it's an egg. It's gotta sometime. Maybe when I'm dead, but who knows? I don't know how long this thing. I don't even know what this is.
Do you not know how eggs work?
Because I'm a druid.
Do you not know how eggs
work?
work?
Well, I know what eggs are, but
Right.
I don't know what this one is. I've never seen it this football. I don't know what a football is. This how this head-sized egg is. It's not an ostrich. I've seen those. It's not a dragon. No, wrong thing. It's not a dinosaur. But whatever is. I don't know. A big lion eagle thingy dropped it, so maybe it's that. Oh, what if it's that? Because it was half bird, but it was a mammal. And mammals don't. No, platypus. Platypus lays eggs.
This is a rabbit hole and a half. Is there, by wild chance, I would have any idea, anything distinguishing about this egg?
Make a nature check.
Pooped this egg out.
You have a +5 because you're smart, but let's see.
Why not?
First natural 20. Let's go.
8.
Oh,
8.
with the +5.
It's a big egg.
I am unfamiliar.
Oh,
This is quite a large egg.
Same here. But should we back to? Is it Mark? Mark.
Yeah.
Even though I heard it with an O. Okay. All right. So
He says it a little funny, but I think he's, judging from the large hole in his head, he's just a little
but
funny.
have you asked him to spell it? Because maybe it is an O.
I genuinely don't know if Mark can write.
One way to find out. But anyways, should we maybe find him his missing piece? Maybe that'll help his obsession. Maybe.
See, the problem is he kind of fell through a portal I was trying to test, and he didn't come through complete or whole. I don't know if he's, refuse, maybe.
Well, you're smart. Maybe you could fix it.
I've tried before, but it's been a while. Maybe my skills are a little bit better. Be more than a typical mending, that's for sure. I'd have to find the right material.
Couldn't you take a piece of him and analyze it and go from there?
And jazz hands?
Yes.
Just jazz hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know it. I love it. With some more thought. Or maybe. Maybe. I just have to try it. I wonder if we gave him different like patches for the hole in his head. Maybe it would give him different properties. Like, give him like different. I don't know.
So if he
I'll have to think
continues
about
with the egg, he'll be an egg?
And then
What?
have something.
What is this? What is
We've fallen
happening?
down a strange rabbit hole.
Welcome
I'll
to
keep
my
working on
life.
it.
Okay, that's fair. Welcome to Niall's life, actually.
Oh, goodness.
It's at this point, then Niall rolls over, pretending that they are awake.
So I shouldn't be worried about Mac at all.
You
You changing the letter?
you should always be worried about him, they. You should always be worried about them because I'm not sure they're all there. They wander away a lot. But so far, useful, quite smart, I think. And can definitely hear us. And it's weird that he's so focused. He's not turning around.
Well, that's why I'm saying maybe we should fix his hole. Plug it
Gotcha.
up. Cover it. Don't want it exposed. Taking in that fresh air.
You know what? Actually, you're quite talented at like just making things, right? With magic, you can just like
No,
craft things.
I like crafting things. That's all.
Yes. Do you think, at least perhaps for now, so that we can end this neuroses, maybe a hat? Or something?
I could try. I almost called him Mark again.
You better call him by his legal name, all right?
Technically, his name is Mark.
But like now I'm just...
His name is Mark, but he pronounces it Mork because
Okay, I'll
someone
go with
bit
that.
his head.
Nico pronounces it Mark, he pronounces it Mork.
I just hope
Yeah.
we all pronounce it differently.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna like kind of
I'm never gonna say his
when
name.
you're
Hey, Nick.
going down to the ground and you're looking at ants. That's how I'm gonna go to him, and I'm gonna be like, so, Mork, you can keep going with like your egg hole thing, whatever hat. But would you like a different hole hat?
You gotta stop. You gotta stop calling it a whole hat.
Well, it's a hole in his head. What do you want?
It's just a regular hat that might cover his hole. You don't have to keep on calling it a whole hat. Mark looks at you and he's holding like one of the last egg fragments and he's like, and he places it. And then he holds out his hands to you to like give him a hat. He's like, you promised me a hat.
Oh, okay. Give me. I will use my druid craft and see if I can make a hat out of plants.
Make like a flower hat.
Sure, give
I
me
wanna make it
a.
a flower crown.
Did you just
Give
dome out with all
me-
that yarn you fucking have?
Oh my god, I still have yarn.
You have a lot of yarn too.
Oh my
That's
God, I completely forgot
time
about my
and
yarn.
that's time intensive. That's all.
Oh, okay. I will.
Okay,
I'll make a temporary one and then make him a better one later. I
Sure.
completely forgot about it. My yarn. It's like.
So you're just making him a flower crown type thing.
Yeah.
All right, easily enough. You start willing
Shells.
the creation of some natural flowers of your hand, and something about the presence of the Feywild around you. The flowers are unlike most you've ever seen before. These massive, kind of like lilies, but much thicker petals. Definitely good for making a hat, stronger material. And you eventually put together what, for the tiny little Modron that is Mark, should be okay.
Can I? Okay, so it looks like a farmer's hat, but then it's got like around the ring, it's like all just a bunch of flowers, lily flowers.
Do you put it on his head or do you give it to him?
I will, because he stuck out his hand. I will put it in his hands.
Give me a persuasion check.
Excuse me, sir. It is a great fucking hat. Don't give me that persuasion check. Where is persuasion? Oh, that is a +1. Okay. Well,
You got this.
natural 20, please. That is a 16.
16. Okay. Mark takes it and puts it on. Nico, you're watching intently because this is just amusing. Mark, as soon as he fits the hat nicely and he angles it slightly to one side to cover the hole a little better, and it's on like a nice like fashionable angle, this like lily petal like beret almost, like it's a farmer's hat but it's quite tight on his cap. He clicks his legs together like heel and up and like puts his hand up like he's saluting and says, Colonel Mark.
Colonel Mark?
Colonel Mark.
And kind of like bows a little bit to you.
Wait, to who?
To you. To
me?
Aqua. Yeah.
To me?
You gave him the
bow
head.
back. Hey, Colonel Mark, it's nice to meet you. I thought your name was Mark this whole time, but I guess it's Mark. Mark. Oh, it came back.
No, it came back. Small moment of clarity.
Have you seen or heard him say that before?
When he first fell through, he introduced himself as Mark 5.0, and hence why I know his name is Mark. But then every time he spoke after that, it was a little bit more on the fritz, and then he'd spark, out of the hole.
But this time with the whole...
No, the salute. The salute and the military title, that's new.
Huh. Niall, can you speak his language?
Didn't know you were a military man.
Can I just ask you if I speak military? Because
Yes.
that's not a language.
Well, I don't know all the etiquettes of it.
I
They're
mean,
just
there was
titles.
a group of people that tried to make it a language here in the Feywild one time.
It's
but it
true.
wasn't-
Oh god, please don't.
No, I mean, it didn't work. They all died, mostly because their version of communicating militarily was through actual combat.
That's
So they
awful.
would
That is
just
sort of how it goes.
stab each other. It's like,
That's
how are
fair.
you?
Me and the boys sparking out of our holes. Mark, go to bed. You're banned. You're banned.
Don't ban
It's
Mark.
Mark.
What are you sparking out of your
unban
hole?
Stop.
Stop sparking out of your hole, man.
I'm sparking everywhere.
Okay, well, I'm glad you like it, Commander.
He's now like stabbing the ground with his like sharp stick.
Oh.
Should we?
Keep doing you, Commander.
We
We'll
should
follow your lead.
probably go meet the sisters.
Oh yeah, good idea. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Right.
Speaking of interesting, I was casting a spell last night to see if I could see anything more about them.
You did?
Yes, and I
Oh.
could, which is frightening because the spell only has a range of 1 mile, so it means we're incredibly close. And I'm sure
right.
they must know we've been snoozling on their doorsteps this entire time.
Well, I mean, I imagine they were watching through the Weaver.
Yes. They also
Which
saw
sounds
my
ridiculous.
scrying, or like my sensor.
Your
They saw it.
arcane eye?
Yes, and then dispelled it.
Oh.
So
Right.
they very much know we're here.
Well, from what I'm noticing here, it seems they're operating in secrecy, and they might want to keep said secrecy. So we have that on our side.
Do we have any sort of plan? Or anything?
Hopefully they're in a conversational mood, because no. I don't.
Friends
No.
wherever you go.
But hopefully, I can bluff our way through whatever we need to, and we'll find out what exactly is upsetting them so much. There's a lot of quid pro quo in the Feywild.
That's something. I think. So don't shoot first, at least. That's the
No.
moral of the
don't-
story.
Nobody shoot first.
What about throw a punch?
Don't do
No,
that either.
Don't do that.
Okay.
What-
Kicking?
No.
No.
Fighting.
No.
Scratching.
We are not attacking first.
Oh, just no attacking at all. Okay.
Yes.
I just want to make sure.
The shooting was hypothetical.
So there is shooting.
No, there's not.
We do not wish there to be shooting. That is the
Okay.
That is
We want there to be
Officially
no violence
on the same page.
whatsoever.
Gotcha.
This is why we discuss it
That's
beforehand.
really weird because like Soren, how do you feel about that? No, you wanna like stab, jab.
Or no, and maybe a little bit you, but not them.
Maybe a little bit.
All right, let's go.
That's normal.
He just smiled.
Mas. It's like, Nico, which way do we need to head? Do you know?
I'm determined to make Soren my best friend.
Did I garner that information at all into which
If
direction?
you
we should head?
recall, I believe you asked last session, and all you remember is behind the building that you saw was a sheer rock face.
Right. Mountains or cliffside or something at the edge of the forest. So wherever.
Mountain or cliff?
Well, you guys know that the forest you guys are in is wedged between two very, very tall mountains, which is why this route is so important to the centaurs, because going around the mountain is more dangerous and more bureaucratically annoying because the amount of regions you have to pass through.
Which mountain are we within a mile of?
You would likely give me a nature check, because you can't actually see past the foliage. This will be kind of retracing your journey. Or survival. Nature or survival.
Bad. It's the same bone. Oh, wait, no, I have a better. 21.
21. You are closer to the western mountain.
Well, it seems then we'll be heading west.
That's something. And we don't even have to try and climb a tree to find out.
No.
Appreciate having a guide. Because I can't climb trees very well.
Moss turns and starts heading towards the mountain. Best he can.
Okay. We've heard a lot from some members of our party. Niall and Soren, what are you guys kind of going through in your mind? What are you guys preparing for? Or what are you guys thinking about from maybe even last session's events as you head into the path that Moss is clearing ahead of you westwards?
If you have something now, you can go ahead.
The main thing running through Niall's head is just like, I feel like shit. He's very trudging along like kind of thing. Not really saying much, just looks miserable.
More miserable than usual.
More miserable than usual. Usually he has the at least decency to not look miserable. There is no decency anymore.
All right.
He doesn't have much thoughts because his brain is just so destroyed.
It's just not great.
Done.
It's just
Broken
not
up,
great.
think.
Yeah.
Just slightly better than last night, but not by
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like if you didn't sleep for 4 days, but then at least you slept last night.
Yeah. Like
That I felt that in my soul. I know exactly what that means and what that feels like. His sleep debt has not been settled yet. Fair enough. Soren, what about you? You had a busy night.
I think Soren's thinking about the conversation he had with his deity, with Katara, and like what she could mean by it being natural, like a natural occurrence for him, of his like current situation. His soul not matching his body and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then also like what he's gonna thinking about what future conversations might look like based on the ammo that he gave her, and kind of seeing if just like what exactly will she do, because he obviously knows that she wants to bring down Kyella, but how will that look? What will that how will she go about that with the information given? Will she like kind of use this as a way to weaken the like the incoming ward to weaken the 9, and that is when she'll strike, or will she strike during the like as it goes and stuff like that?
Very well. Well, knowing you have under a mile to travel, how are you guys traveling? Are you guys rushing there? Are you taking it slow and stealthy? What's the plan?
Definitely not stealthy. They know we're coming.
Should we do casual?
We're doing
Yeah.
Should we do
yeah.
a strut?
Like professional.
Casual down the
like,
street strut.
Yeah, like we're just we're all crip
We're
walking up to
salesmen,
the
ready.
hag's.
Fucking crip
Can I
walking?
interest you in
Are you-
solar panels?
Oh my god.
We are door-to-door knife salesmen.
Yeah.
Just- Hi, nice to meet you. We are the group that love to sell you some knickknacks. Do you have some time to talk to us about them?
What?
No.
Those
we're,
knickknacks
You
are actually
have-
centaurs.
You have room in your heart for Jesus. That's what's
walking
about
with
to happen.
authority. I'd
Give me your
say.
shoe. All right.
Moss
Cut it with
is
a knife.
kind of like pissed off.
Look how squeaky that
so
coat cuts through.
As you all
energy of
cross
frustration.
a threshold, which as you cross it, you will become aware that you have entered what is likely the edge of their domain. You feel not a coldness, but a hollowness to the air, as if there's no air pushing against you as you walk, but you can breathe fine, but it feels empty. I need you all to give me a charisma saving throw, please. If you have abilities that help you against charm, you have advantage.
Let's
Oh, I'm back to neutral then.
Dirty
True.
20.
Fuck you.
I also have a. I
Look,
was going to say
it's a
something
dirt-
else, but dirty 20.
It's a dirty 20 with a plus
This is
7.
slutty 20.
Excuse me? Just the filthiest 20 you've ever seen.
Filthy as
20
fuck.
It's just disgusting.
Disgusting 20.
Disgusting. A slutty
Bubbly-
20 is when you
Bubbly's
get,
in a
like, when you
silly,
forget
goofy
that extra
mood.
bonus.
Yeah, when you hit the 20 and then you get a D4 because someone gave you guidance, that's a slutty 20 right there. Hey,
Isn't it
anyone
worse than
who
opposite?
rolled below a 16.
Oh, Niall.
Oh, just Niall. Okay.
Niall just starts dancing uncontrollably.
No problem. Please remind, you can make a note on your character sheet or on your notepad that you have been witnessed.
Ooh.
And if we enter combat, please remind me of that.
Who are they looking at you?
Oh god, not again.
They're peeping at
Witness
everybody
me.
to see what our group is made
Look
of.
around,
And
all
only
the
person
trees
they
have
peep-
little cutouts with
Yeah.
eyes in them. And they're just
all they peep is the kid possessed by a demon. Okay, yeah,
yep.
Yeah, I like
Yep.
this guy. This is good.
Yeah.
We should keep this one.
it's good.
All
It's
right.
probably one of the best ones they could have peeped, because then it's like now we're like the power scaling.
Yeah. You guys as I mentioned, the air grows hollow and empty. And the forest doesn't appear any different, but you are walking now almost northward. You've started to hit the edge of the forest line. And so you are walking northward, trying to find where this place is. Can I get a marching order, please?
Front.
Moss front and center. Okay.
I'll be in the back.
Okay. Soren in the back.
I'll be second back.
Okay. Leaves Aqua and Niall kind of chilling in the middle. Okay.
Well, they're keeping an eye on me to make sure I don't fall over.
Yeah. Not
gonna
that you
say,
need to
can-
be walking single file, but
gonna
just
say,
in
could we-
terms of.
Side by side. And like I'm
Yeah,
just holding
100%.
his shirt to make sure he doesn't fall over.
You put an arm.
100.
Cars. Sorry.
Moss, as you are leading the charge, you see first in the distance the edge of what must be a property, a rickety, crooked fence line that seems to have no order to it as it kind of weaves through the forest, not respecting the pathway that you're walking on, just kind of wrapping around. And further, as you kind of crest northward in the direction, quite far back on the property, about 60 feet back from the fence line, is a massive fallen tree. On its side, from ground to the top of the, it would be a tree kind of knocked over, so that kind of depth, you're looking at about 30 feet. So a gargantuan tree.
Big tree.
And it appears rotted out. You can see into one side. There's lights shining from cracks in the wood.
I look over at Nico. This look familiar at all?
Doesn't look like the hut you saw.
No, I saw an actual building, like a not a nice building, but a lovely home cottage. But this is different. Maybe it's something ahead.
We'll just keep looking for the cottage then.
Maybe you also saw what they want you to see.
It's very true.
Okay. You guys have reached the fence.
Boomerang in his hand and just kind of clack on the posts of the fence as they walk.
Are you following the fence line looking for like a gate, or are you...
If I see a gate, I'm just gonna keep an eye out to see if anybody comes out of the tree or
Okay.
We're gonna need a boomerang at them. Just instantly just hits like an animal.
So you've been following a path that seems to be kind of laid into the earth around you, and it is reaching the fence, and there is no gate where the path meets the fence. So you can follow it. If you're looking north, you can follow it westward towards the tree and where the mountain is, or eastward and see if the property continues past this tree.
So there's more property. So this property goes towards the mountain?
The fence line goes right up to where the mountain is.
Oh, okay. So this is flanking the mountain.
Very close, yeah.
Okay, so this could be a place that we're looking for.
This could also just be the side of it.
Yeah, exactly. We should go check out maybe the other side of the property.
Based on the cliff, I guess, that we're looking at, is there anything that is familiar based on my spell that I would be able to orient where we are in space compared to what I saw?
With the limitations of clairvoyance in your current perspective, you don't see enough of what you saw in that spell casting. But you can continue westward and you'll meet where the fence hits the mountain, or you can continue eastward and follow the fence around the property.
I think westward.
Okay. You guys head towards the mountain. Doesn't take long. About 150 feet. Go ahead.
Just in case. I'm going to cast Aid on Niall, Moss, and I'll flip a coin. No, I'm just going to... No, never mind. I think Soren would just do it to Aqua. Sorry, Nico.
Okay. I understand.
So Aid gives them temp HP, I believe.
No, it raised the max of their HP by 5.
Ooh. Let's take a look at Aid.
It's a dope spell.
Super dope.
Why did it hurt me? Wait.
Wait, so
Don't hurt yourself.
5 hit point max. Yes.
I have a spell. I have a spell that I can do.
Does it
The duration of the
give you
spell.
those 5 HP?
It raises your.
Yes. Yeah,
max
you gain
HP
those.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Tempting to do both of these spells real quick.
As you contemplate that, you guys head westward. The mountain is only about 150 feet away, so it quickly comes into view fully, and you can see that the fence hits the mountain. And you can kind of see around the tree, but just the nature of this forest, it's hard to see if there's another structure back there. You'd see light, but you don't see any other structure within eyesight. You are muted, Bear.
Worth a shot, and Moss will climb over the fence.
Okay.
Do any alarms go off or any traps go off as Bear does this? Or
Make
Moss does this?
make a perception check.
Yeah, can we? Yeah, I'll look.
Broke the threshold. 21 for Sabadoodle.
21.
15. So
15. Nothing auditory. You wait about 10 seconds, nothing visually. Forest isn't quiet as it was the first night you guys traveled through here. Moss is on the other side of the fence line.
I guess we'll follow.
you want me to throw you over?
No, I'll be okay, thank you.
Do you want help at all?
Moss will start heading towards
No,
the,
I'm fine.
Niall just army crawls.
towards the light.
No, just rolls
I'm
over.
used to this.
It's like. I'm okay.
The fence isn't very tall. It's only about 3 feet tall. It's like more of a boundary fence than a security. Yeah, you can pretty much just step over it. Yeah.
Walk over it.
Probably comes up to your like calf.
Yeah,
But you guys are inside the property. You guys head along the mountain, or are you beelining for the tree? What's the plan?
Mountain.
we're gonna follow the mountain.
Yeah.
Yep. Just the way the curvature of the earth is here, fairly quickly you guys take in a property. You're looking at it from the side, and Nico, you recognize this as the cabin.
That would be it. That would be them. We should find the front door and knock.
Yep. Right.
All right then.
Follow my lead then, I guess. And Moss will start heading towards the entrance of the cabin.
Okay. Any last minute things anyone wants to do while you guys are about 150 feet away?
It's really like corpses or like dead bodies or like viscera just hanging around outside the bag.
Keeping your perception that you had earlier, 21, you don't see any corpses. You do see a lot of rotten garden growth. Like rows and rows of rotten vegetables.
I might have to talk to them about how to take care of their plants.
Maybe not. Don't do it if you insult something.
What if I
As
asked them
we're
if they
on the
wanted
way
some pointers? Is
Can
that
I
better?
use my furbolg disguise self to make my clothes look nice?
Yeah. Still works.
Not bloody.
Not bloody, covered in acid and chewed through.
You are approaching from the south. The door faces eastward, so you'll have to walk around a little bit to get to the front door. which you find the door to be open.
Moss, knowing better than just to walk inside, is going to, anybody home?
Are there any windows?
There are no windows.
Just a door.
Just the door.
How tall is the house?
Welcome to come inside.
The house is about 15 feet tall, single story. It's not huge.
Hello?
Hi.
Moss will knock on the door frame.
It echoes strangely into the room.
Are we going to risk it or?
And Moss walks in.
I guess so.
He just does like a wave of his hand and
As Moss crosses the threshold,
yeah, there we go.
he disappears.
So he got his magic back. That's great.
No, I don't think that's what that means.
Oh, that's a good point.
Have we went in through anything similar to this?
Don't think so. No.
Why does it feel like deja vu?
Moss.
Portal, maybe?
Can we hear Moss?
Nope.
Whatever, I'm walking in.
Wait, Niall! I walk right after.
Nile and Aqua disappear into the house.
We're in size and
Well, I guess.
I trip on a bug and die.
follows Nile and Aqua.
Okay. Nico, you're outside still?
No, I'm following closely behind Soren. I ain't not staying out alone.
Okay. Moss, you step into the threshold and the echo makes a little bit more sense. This place is a fortress on the inside. But
Lovely.
you're not inside.
I'm outside, aren't I?
You are back over by the fallen tree. Looking at it from the other direction, in front of you is a field of vibrant, healthy, luscious garden.
Clever.
And built into the tree, looking this way, is a door that is closed.
That would explain a few things. Moss will knock on the door.
You walk over. It's about 60 feet away back through the garden and kind of over. By the time the rest of them get the nerve to join you, you're about 20 feet ahead. You guys see Moss and the same explanation of this alternate reality or bubble reality, whatever this is.
They've been considered missing for so long. They've just been hiding in here.
It's a pocket plane. Fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not terribly surprised. Many Archfey have them. Sometimes they don't live in them for the rest of their days. You know, fake their own deaths and things. That being said...
Knock, knock, knock. Yes, you can come inside.
Oh, good. And Masa opened the door.
This looks more familiar to you, Nico. That weird double perception through the clairvoyance orb. A very cluttered, small abode. Two female fey creatures of some humanoid-ish regard are sitting at a table that only sits two, playing a game of what looks like cribbage.
Sisters, I presume.
Mr. Moongrove.
It's been quite a while.
So you do remember us. I was wondering, how long it had been on the other side of the veil.
Apparently, not nearly as long as it had been on this side, much to my chagrin.
And who are your guests?
Allow them to introduce themselves, but they are friends of mine I met among the material plane who are accompanying me on a rousing adventure to find this one's teacher.
Very complex of a story. And they both are looking kind of in your direction, not really, kind of nonchalantly, like, inviting you in. Mm-hmm. And wait for you guys to offer names or not. Yep.
There's space for no.
There's room for everyone to stand.
Hi, I'm Aquamarine. Or Am. You can go with Am too, whichever is easiest. Or
Has
Aqua.
anyone ever called you Am?
No, but I'm waiting.
Very well, Am. We are happy to be the first to refer to you as your suggested title. And you. And looks to whoever entered next. Whoever that wants to be.
It'll probably be Niall.
Probably Niall following after, yeah.
Like the SpongeBob close-up.
So specific.
My name is Nilaine, but you may call me Niall.
Niall. An elven name shortened to be more brief, human.
My family was quite fond of nicknames.
Yes, I see that. You seem broken. What is wrong with your spirit?
I don't know what you mean.
Tea, I think, will help. Please come in. Who else anymore? I hear you outside.
Come on in. There.
Soren just sighs. Just walks in.
You can't hide from them in their own dimension.
He's got a point.
Soren, you walk in, kind of muttering under your breath. I haven't seen a drow in quite a long time. And something else. Hello?
You can call me Soren.
Soren. Very well.
Sisters, if I may.
What about Nico?
Oh, sorry, Nico.
I know I'm short, but like
Nico comes crawling in. Hey, motherfuckers!
Nobody helped me over the fence.
Oh. Even Modron, even Mark on your shoulders, like.
I would have helped.
No, because Moss gestured toward Nico earlier, so.
Oh,
all good. Nico, you come in.
Nico Kelmanorum, apprentice to the aforementioned Professor Torwin, member of the Guild of Exceptional Mages of the Celadonian District of Flintgate. Pleasure to meet you. Yes, pleasure.
They kind of look at each other.
Moss is also
never heard of it.
Like, what?
It's roast.
Welcome, strange one. What is that little flying box on your shoulder?
Mark. He's originally of the plane of Mechanist, so he's special. Yep, special.
The one closest to you, because they're sitting they're sitting across from each other on a table designed for two. So one of them you can see straight on, the other one's kind of looking over its shoulder. The one that's looking over its shoulder kind of reaches this long hand and kind of like caresses Mork a little bit, and then like these sharp fingernails just kind of like ting ting ting.
Oh my god.
Bizarre, even for our tastes, I think. Well, you found us, Mr. Moongrove.
Yes,
Where are we banished to now?
Well, actually, I'm not banishing you anywhere. I was curious why you were here to begin with.
Well, this is where we were sent into hiding after our dear sister fled the forest. Got a little bit excited, did she?
Which sister would that be?
Oh, don't play dumb, Mr. Moongrove. And she taps your chest over your heart. I see her signature.
The goblin lady. She's a sister.
You mean to say... Wait, the signet?
No, she's just tapping your chest, like where your heart is.
Yolanda?
Is that what she goes by in the material now?
Damn.
I knew it! Sorry, that was loud. I'm sorry.
How is she? Still breathing, I hear.
She seemed to have seen better days, but as you can probably tell, tied to helping her get back.
Unfortunate.
Elaborate?
You first. What did you agree to?
Bring them back to tell them if I find a portal to the Feywild where it is so they can use it. Otherwise they'd kill me.
Is Nico hearing this for the first time? I can't remember if this has been talked about in front of Nico.
Yeah, we've talked with Nico.
Okay, yeah. Right.
I agreed that it was not good to bring Yolanda.
Yolanda to Flintgate? Yeah.
Bring her
Take
out,
her on
get
the fucking train to the Celadonian district.
Choo-choo.
No problem.
A 10-foot lady just like leaning over herself and like
With her army of goblin children. Yeah. Totally chill. Totally chill.
in a tiny ass seat.
I would not aim to see her return to her failed kingdom anytime soon.
I was a little curious about what happened to House Varix.
Varix, that's the name. Well, the same thing that happens to any wanderers of the Whispering Woods. They made a deal, and they lost.
Oh.
They lost everything. It was, admittedly, rather exciting to be elevated to nobility so quickly and so legally. But our sister... Oh, she has a way with her technicalities. Fine print and all that. Us... We were not included in the arrangement to take power.
Ah.
And, as such, we're punished for her deeds. Because we were not protected by class.
Rather uncovenly.
She is, in all manners but those that count, dead to us.
Well, in all manners that matter to me, she's as good as dead as soon as our pact is complete. She went behind my back and roped one of my dear friends into a mortal contract.
Are you suggesting that when she returns home, you would follow and kill her?
Yeah. Unless you had any other ideas.
They kind of, the one who's been talking is the one who's been looking over their shoulder. Now kind of sitting to the side as you guys are in like their front room here. Looks back at her sister. And you don't see her face, but you see the sister's face raise an eyebrow and kind of nod. That suits us quite well, actually. Would you be willing to ensure that outcome?
In what sense?
Well, in a similar sense to this, and she taps your heart again, where she must be able to see the magic of her sister.
I feel that might be unnecessary unless you have some sort of something to offer, I guess.
Well,
Otherwise,
you
it's
need?
just another mortal contract.
Can I send a message to Moss, whispering in my breath?
Make a stealth check to not get noticed. You're in a hag house, dear. You got some stealthiness.
Listen,
requirements.
I'm drunk off of no sleep.
Yeah,
With a
you are
bunch of
hallucinating.
exhaustion.
With a lot of exhaustion.
Oh, and a touch of
That's-
charm.
And a touch of charm. You've been witnessed.
15.
With disadvantage?
Oh, I forgot disadvantage.
Yep.
It's not a 15.
It's not a 15.
That's 12.
All right, what do you say?
I just say like the curse.
Moss is like, which one?
Which one?
The one we came here to break.
Yes, that's the one we're talking about. Mortal contract.
I am saying to them, make that the price they want.
Hey, help me, Moss. Save me.
Your contract should be over as soon as she crosses over.
No, I'm talking.
What are we talking about?
You know the guy we
Okay.
kept tied up in the forest?
Out of character. Yes, I was getting to that. Yes, don't worry. I was getting to that. I'm softening them up a little bit.
We'll say
Mel's just making
because you have 25 words in the message spell, you probably said the Weaver's Curse or something like that.
Thank you, I just
Enough
forgot what he was called.
that we don't have to metagame that information because
Yeah, Moss
Niall
is-
would be cognizant enough to beat the Weaver.
Yeah, Moss nods. I'm getting to it. This is all very important. That being said, I'm a little short on, let's say a certain parental figure has withheld my magical talents from me through a planar passage. You wouldn't happen to know a means of which to get it back.
They both kind of look into you, like they're trying to read if they can see any signature. They're gonna make Arcana checks actually, which for them is a +9 and a +7. That's a 28. The older looking one, the one with the classic witch nose, not the one with the frog eyes, kind of reaches forward, and as their hand is approaching your torso, you guys can all see this too. It's not a trick of the light. Their fingers start growing longer, and the tips of them become almost translucent as they kind of push into your chest. It doesn't feel like anything to you besides someone touching your chest.
A little frosty.
I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do against the lady's will.
Right.
Surely you understand.
No, of course. It was merely a hope. Another thing then. It seems that the lady has become misguided in her means of negotiation with the citizens of the Feywild, and I might need friends in the future. If I, help you with Yolanda, might we consider ourselves friends then?
I thought we already are. They call
I
me
think that is amenable. What kind of friends are you looking for, Mr. Moongrove?
Merely support against my mother in court, or I'm trying to get the people of the Feywild united together to stand a chance as a united voice against my mother, as far as their rights in the matters of Feywild against the Nine. I simply am looking to ensure loyalties, and if need be, in extreme cases, people I can look to in aid against, should that be the unfortunate circumstance. Pregorius himself has murmured to me doubts in the mother.
They both take a long moment to reply in any regard. We will not risk our lives unless there are assurances. If you arrive with your friends and nothing more, we will not respond to your summons.
Of course.
Any interaction with the ladies, especially your mother, needs to be met with overwhelming
caution. I would be a fool to assume otherwise. I'm not looking for you to put yourself out there, your neck out there, where you would needlessly be destroyed. Only that should our combined leverage be enough, you tip it in our favor. Because I mean to speak to many people, and have spoken to a few already. But that brings me to the final matter of business. Why is the Weaver not letting people pass through the wood anymore? More specifically, the centaurs.
The sisters look at each other. Call it an insurance policy. Yolanda led people through the forest, convinced the right family to let her be their steward, and stole a great house.
So you mean to prevent a similar outcome?
We, the remaining sisters of the Umbral Vale, have agreed to assure that each other will not succumb to the greed of such power. For were another family, another power to pass through this forest, it would be within our very nature to intend to control them by cursing the Weaver to prevent entry into the forest. We abstain from temptation.
How else might you abstain from temptation other than barring them from the woods? Because in my current situation, in order to secure an alliance with the king, I have to secure their travel through your wood.
The only way for that to happen is for us to have a new home. And the only home worth taking. They both look at each other and say in unison, as if it's obvious, would be Yolanda's.
So once Yolanda's out of the picture,
Once Yolanda is out of the picture and we control House Varix, we will no longer need to be in the forest.
and might you allow the centaurs passage in the meanwhile to retrieve their separated kinsmen, and then possibly halt passage until we've completed
We would allow the army to retreat. Yes.
All right.
One way only.
Of course.
Here.
All right. So, alliance passage, retreat, passage for retreating through the woods, and passage restored once Yolanda is dead and you have been placed on her seat of power.
And what do we get?
House Varix and everything that comes with it, as well as the my voice in the ascendancy on your behalf.
We will need one more assurance. You ask us to speak up on behalf of, to use your words, the people. That is not something we are inclined to do, but we can be moved to such arrangements. We require something more. Especially, and I sense this among your friends as well, especially if you fail. What do we get if you lose?
First off, rude. Thinking we'll fail.
What
Sorry.
do I have that interests you that you can take if I fail?
The one with the frog eyes kind of smirks, and for the first time speaks up.
Unmade.
The one with the frog eyes speaks up for the first time. We would need your soul.
Ooh.
It's a very hefty price, especially since I'm not entirely sure I have one in the normal sense.
Oh, we know what you have.
And
We have been studying the ascendancy since your becoming, and we're pretty sure we have an idea of how you are made.
Ooh. Spooky.
So,
News.
if you were to fail, we get first dibs.
What would you do with me?
That's interesting.
It would be the first time in the history of the Feywild that someone outside of the Ascendancy rose to power. Rose to god status.
You'd be able to achieve that with my soul?
Only a member of the Ascendancy can strike down a fellow family member. Surely you know this. If we had a piece of you, we could make our own destiny. But what would you care? You would be, as you said, unmade.
I mean, and you'd be using me to strike down my mother. I mean, as long as it's only in the case that I fail and this all goes to shite.
The one with the froggy eyes takes your hand.
My soul is condemned 1,000 times over.
Okay. You guys watch as, with a simple handshake, Moss's destiny is sold again. And Niall,
The best part about being semi-immortal is you can just keep selling.
You
yourself
just
to
keep
different
selling it.
people.
Just remortgage your soul as many times as you want. Just pass the debt on to your family. It's fine.
Mortgage on my soul.
Yeah, exactly. Niall, the one who did the majority of the talking, kind of picks up a mug and hands it to you. It's filled with a warm, very earthy smelling tea.
Jerry stared at it for a minute, considering my options. Then go fuck it and drink it.
Cool. Roll a d6.
Okay. 3.
3. You lose 3 levels of exhaustion.
Oh,
Magic
Nice.
tea! That
Cool.
wicked witch's brew!
good.
That's them.
What are the herbs? Maybe we should get some more for you, Niall, because it seems to be a pattern for you.
Niall, just keep a mouthful in your mouth long enough for this interaction to end, so that you can spit it into a flask for Nico to like separate into the different pieces.
Thank you very much.
Right, well, kill Yolanda.
Get their house
and you'll
back.
Yeah, you get the house.
Kill Yolanda, transfer the titles to the Sisters of the Umbral Veil, which you did not ask their names.
Oh, I mean, I didn't leave yet, so like I could take their names.
Yeah. But you might know them now that you've seen them.
fair.
You've met these women before, or at least seen them.
Another question for you, sisters. You said you know how I was made.
We have a fairly cognizant idea of how your mother created you. She has never taken a mate, so we didn't think it was possible you were conceived the old-fashioned way.
No, definitely not in the conventional sense, as he stares off into the middle distance and then comes back to reality. If I were to have intimate knowledge of that process, might I be able to manipulate myself?
It would be interesting to test. The theory stems from the idea that everyone is born with a soul. But based on the histories of the teaching, primarily of the children of Kaela, for those are the widest range of gods that we have access to histories on, Kaela herself cannot create a soul. But they exist. There is magic that can summon them. So who did? What did? And where did they come from? Your mother is very powerful, but I doubt she alone holds the strength to create a soul. So the question is begged. Who are you? Where did you come from? Who did you get stolen from?
Ooh.
We have our ideas. But that is maybe a tale for another time. Maybe think of this, sister. Feet up, servants massaging our shoulders and legs while we eat and drink fine wine in House Varix. Across from us, Mr. Moongrove,
Yes.
learning about himself from us simple old ladies. That is a future I could write.
What happened to House Varix?
Oh, I'm assuming Yolanda has them.
Has them?
She is not a Varix. There must be some mechanism for which she holds the titles.
Right.
Not too sure.
Well, given my own history, as long as the titles are transferred, that's all you need to rule. right?
Titles transferred, Yolanda dead. Correct.
Correct. Hopefully, should there be any living heirs of House Varix, I can convince them to just peacefully do so, and they can go on living.
They are welcome to assume the titles after we pass away.
All right, even better. Moss kind of is like worried because he's got a sinking feeling in his stomach, being his relation to House Varix. I think then our business is concluded here. You wouldn't have a means for us to return to your borders swiftly, would you?
As the one who's been doing the majority of the talking begins to answer, the other one, the frog-like amphibious one. Wait a second. What is that? You. And looks at you, Nico.
Uh-oh.
Oh
no.
Hide the vacuum. Hide the shop vac.
Poltergeist 3000.
Oh no.
You smell... There's something off. What do you have? What? I smell fey artifice, fey energy that should not be in this place.
I don't know. Why would that be?
There's no sense in concealing it. It's all part of my research. That's, I'm here to find my mentor so that I can continue my research, and science never stops.
Yeah,
so
research.
I'll start pulling out my stuff and put it down, set up the distiller.
Moss would put like a hand up and be like, "It's a little unsettling. I'm sorry, I didn't know." Before, I knew, but like, I still don't understand it. Just trying to like prepare them.
Go ahead, Nico.
All right. So this is my distiller, so my siphon of the essence of the Feywild. So as you would know, on the material plane, the any Fey ancestry folk trapped on the material are suffering from a horrible, disease. It's essentially terminal, where they lack any little scrap of Fey essence in their body. We just can't retain it. We're like leaky sponges, I guess. And so I'm trying to find a way so that people aren't horribly dying from horrific plagues every single day, by harnessing the Fey energy in the atmosphere and making it into a wearable accessory for everyone to live pain-free lives. That's the hope.
Are you yourself a yonderling?
A what?
Kind of looks at you. A yonderling.
That's a term I've never heard before. I'm gonna write that down.
Do I know what that is?
You've heard it. It never really came up as anything important. It's what most, especially older and more hoity-toity members of Fey Society, call those who exist in the material plane that carry Fey essence.
Oh, yes, partially. At least on one half. I suffer horribly. People important to me have suffered horribly. So I would like to ease the general world suffering, if I'm honest.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, sister, but if she's saying that the lack of energy in the material plane is causing this, and she aims to remove that energy from the Feywild, would that not just pass the plague back to us?
Boss is already covering his face.
I take such a minute amount.
But surely there are thousands of yonderlings suffering in the material plane. That is quite a lot of essence to quench their thirst.
Might I mention I was sent to the material to cure the Fey plague?
Is this part of your design?
No. But I have seen its effects. While it is only temporary, with the help of Soren and Nico, their efforts combined might produce one that is not wasteful and will not reflect the curse back onto the Feywild. And I've been very clear of my discomfort and distrust on that matter, but I digress.
One of the sisters like grabs the device that's holding the tank.
Gust.
Just this is quite potent.
It healed my finger.
This does much more than healing in such high doses. How have you absorbed so much so quickly?
Just by walking around, it's coming straight out of the air. You know, oh my goodness, in our laboratory we have this gigantic machine, and it takes weeks to pull like any semblance of essence from the atmosphere through our portal machine. It takes forever, but we walked through into the Feywild, and vials started essentially filling up almost by themselves. It's fascinating.
Moss's intrusive thoughts, wondering what happens if he drinks it.
Oh, I drink it too.
I know, right?
It's essentially each mortal is like a permeable, so we're always losing the essence. All I need to do is figure out how to make us keep it in. But I don't know how to remake a person yet. That's something I could work on. But regardless, we're just taking a little bit. I'm genuinely not doing anything with it beyond helping people. At least I'm
How
not.
does the canister open?
It's got like a little. It's like, at like a party, you've got the little like punch jug thing with the little spouty do. One of those.
You tell me that this hag is about to do a keg stand on this canister? Is that what I'm about to describe?
10 out of 10.
10 out of
She holds it
10.
over her mouth.
Yeah, it just does like a beer helmet.
With the little spigot at the end of like an actual container of water or like juice.
While you're describing how this works, the one with like the amphibious face begins consuming it.
Oh my goodness.
Just like curiously, just like, I wonder what this will do. In mere moments, you guys hear creaking of trees outside and like the sound of like 1,000 birds taking off with the wind. And she looks younger, healthier.
Would that help me with my magic if it does that?
She stops drinking and kind of exhales. It could. But even now I can feel it leaving. It is borrowed. But surely it is returning to the wild.
Wait, if it's borrowed, I look at my finger.
Finger's fine.
It's borrowed.
You said it was borrowed, but my finger is still...
I think
It is raw fey magic. You can perform powerful things, but your ability to hold it, as you described, permeable. That is a good word for it. It is not something that will last, that you can hold in like a breath. But once the magic is used, it is permanent. This is now theoretically, sister. If there is something preventing the and you see they just kind of start talking to each other. They're talking about kind of furthering what you guys have been researching, especially you, Nico. If the Fey essence is brought out of the Feywild and then used, even if they're permeable, does the essence stay in the material plane? Does it go back to the Feywild? Does it have transient properties to know from whence it came? They don't know anything about if there's something pulling energy constantly out of the material plane. That's not something they really discuss, but they hand it back to you, and they're mostly curious at this point. Be very mindful of what you take from a land that is not yours, dear. But good luck. The underlings are stubborn. If they only were to return home, I'm sure most of them would be fine. But they are determined to struggle.
I think some do not know how to return. Does not want them.
Yes, that is also a problem. The portals have been sporadic since the winter started. That is true.
You wouldn't have happened to have heard anything about Mornwick, would you? Out of curiosity. I've not heard of anything that far south.
I believe the Mornwick portal is still active, from what I understand. They are still existing in their current place, as far as I understand.
Mostly curious.
Their portal is very interesting because it is threaded between our two realms. It is probably one of the few that would be considered permanent, but I will say if that one were to disappear, that would spell disaster, I'm sure.
Right. Much like it did from what I hear the first time it disappeared.
I imagine much the same.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Didn't say it out loud, but it is in the writing. You have a year.
A year. Well, that works within my time frame. I should hopefully have this done in a matter of months.
Is that a year for you or a year for us?
That's a very good point. Is it the passing of 12 months for me, or how many months are in a Patria year?
Yeah, like
Well,
Fey time or material time?
She doesn't answer, but you understand how to read the script that is on your very soul. It's something that you've had to do before. And the verbiage is a period no more than 360 days following the time stream of Yolanda.
Okay, so material days until Yolanda crosses into Feywild, and then it's Feywild.
Theoretically, yes.
Cool.
We're on the calendar of Yolanda now.
We're on
Yolanda calendar.
Someone started a countdown to Yolanda.
How many
in chat.
Yolanda days
Yeah.
until
Can we get like a countdown to how many days until
Happy
we
Yolanda's.
I will do
Yeah.
that for you,
Yolanda
Moss.
sign.
I will do that for you.
Exclamation point Yolanda.
The Yolanda-thon.
Yolanda Clash.
Stream will be live until Yolanda's dead. You heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here, folks. The stream will not stop until
Just
Yolanda
play
is
a rerun.
dead.
Yeah, conversation breaks up. They go back to their game of cribbage.
Did they have a way for us to quickly get to their borders?
Oh, yes. She tells you to follow the stream outside behind the tree.
Okay, that's great. I love a good magical stream.
Magical stream. You guys leave the. Oh, you're muted, but I hear you making noise, or I hear you
I was just
moving.
really quiet.
Oh, what's up?
Can you not? Wait.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay,
You're good.
okay. I wanted to ask them a question, but like, there's no one around.
Okay.
But so
Bubbly stays behind. The rest of you guys funnel
just a quick
out.
second. So like, no, I just kind of watched and
Just
make
a little
everyone,
minute.
like,
Just a minute.
leaves.
Now, real question: do you shut the door?
No,
Just asking.
no. I just make sure they're earshot away.
Sure.
So it's a quick question.
I don't know if we'd walk that far without Aqua, but
Okay. All
It's
good.
more like you just assume she's like
Yeah.
waddling behind, observing the nature, and then all of a sudden you turn around, you're like, oh,
Oh,
what is
shit.
she?
Okay.
Excuse me. First off, what's your names? You know my name, but I don't know yours.
Oh. It's very rude of us.
Yeah,
This
so-
is my sister, Bavlorna. And she points to the froggy one. Bavlorna. I'll drop that in chat for you.
Frog. And
Bavlorna. And I am Lady Scabatha. Or Miss Nightshade, you may call me.
ooh, Miss Nightshade.
Gabitha.
Gabatha.
Guaranteed you're spelling it wrong. Because it's
am.
way cooler. Skabatha.
I'm just thinking
Gabitha.
scabs, man.
Yeah.
I was too. That's why I put a C.
Yep.
Other sister, and you said lady. No, miss. No.
Bavlorna and Lady Scabatha.
She
had
gave
a
herself
different
another name.
Oh, yes. She had a second name, which was Miss Nightshade.
That was Gabriel's, right?
That was Scabatha.
Nightshade. Okay. Miss Nightshade. So you put a curse on the Weaver, right? Do you guys know curses really well?
They both kind of stand up tall.
I don't mean to be rude.
I would consider myself a bit of an expert, yes. Why?
Perfect. And I'm going to show a big chunk of my shoulder, and I'm going to ask, can you tell me what this is?
Got a thing.
Oh, shit.
Should I have not done that?
Please hold while the DM goes to the aqua thread lines. Hold on. Hold on.
The first time I've met someone who's done curses. So
Should have seen that one coming, I guess. Should have probably seen that one coming. Ba ba ba. Da 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 da. This is under. Yeah. She leans in and begins to kind of prod it.
old finger.
Now this stretches along most of your back and the backs of your arms. Are you just showing her one piece?
Well, can you tell from just this one piece, or do I have to show you all of it?
It would be easier if I could take in the full symbology of this. Physical curses are much more complex than arcane ones.
Huh? I didn't even know that was the kind of curse it was. Okay, doing great so far. And so you just see me start to strip.
Yeah. Well, with because you're wearing leather armor, so you like take off like the clothing aspect, so you're just like in your armors and your underclothes, and from there you can loosen enough to just pull up your back. You don't have to go completely topless in this hag hut as the rest of your party's like, "Hey, Aqua, where'd you go?"
It would be a great distraction. It'd be like, well, I'm getting it. That's all low.
It will be a distraction from everything on your back. Yeah, fair enough. She's gonna make a little Arcana check, and this is Miss Nightshade, who has a +9 to her Arcana.
Perfect.
Okay. How long have you had this?
Oh, pretty much all my life. Wow.
How old are you? He just starts
Wait.
counting.
No, wait, seriously. Wait, how old am I?
He's at 26.
You're 35.
I'm 35.
You've been lying, saying you're younger.
Wow, wow, wow.
There was the youngest here.
Damn right it does.
Damn it.
35. This curse has been inked for 30 years. But it only activated sometime in the last decade.
Oh.
Very interesting.
Um,
Tell me, what do you know of... She looks at her sister. Have you been to the Feywild before?
nope. This is my first time and I'm having a great time. I met you two lovely people. Sorry.
According to this, that may not be true.
What? Really?
And that's where we're going to go to break. We will be back at the top of the hour to find out what Aqua
Oh, sorry.
can learn from their little curse. Niall, what's up? What's up, buddy?
I hate you.
What's up, Niall? Yeah, we'll be back top of the hour. See you guys then. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace.
Peace. Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh God, Bear just fell out of a ceiling tile. That's what that sound was. Ah. Hello, everybody. Just need to drink some water so I can monologue here in a minute. Give me a second. We come back to Aqua having cheekily stayed behind but a moment to ask a question about curses, something that these sisters seem eerily proficient in. The woman who did most of the talking during that interaction, Miss Nightshade, examining the lines on your back, puts her hand on your shoulder, and it is cold, but whatever this is from, I think... No, sister, you drank quite a bit of that essence. Do you think you can show her what happened? Bevlorna stands up. I don't know. It's worth a try. Aqua, take my hand. Let's find out who did this.
Okay. And I slowly place my hand on her hand.
Her clammy, like greenish gray hand.
We both have clammy hands. That's great.
We both have clammy hands. Yeah, you're not wrong. Goddamn water ganassi. Yep, 100%. I love it. It's great. You feel a similar, actually quite similar, sense of movement as you are rushed, not somewhere, but sometime. You are brought back to a place, I think, with the adventures you've gone on since returning, or since arriving in Valena, you don't think much of your childhood. And so a lot of what you see around you, this outskirts of a rather large and bustling looking village, maybe a few hundred people at most. It's not familiar visually, but whatever magic that this creature is able to do, having drinking from the well of Fey essence that your new friend Nico brought along, you can smell and hear and see as if you exist in this space. The full moon hangs high in the night sky, casting an ethereal glow upon the tranquil meadow. You find yourself standing on the outskirts of Ilores, your hometown. The air is heavy with a foreboding silence, as if nature itself holds its breath in anticipation for what you are about to see. It is on this fateful night that your fate was sealed, that your curse was laid. You see, stepping out of the edge of the wilderness towards the village, a young version of yourself, adorned in tattered clothing, standing at the edge of the dense forest that surrounds Ilores. Fear is etched in her eyes as she hesitantly steps forward towards another figure standing in the open field. Your heart pounding, much like your younger selves, echoing the whispers of a secret she dares not share, something her mother asked her, begged her not to share. As young Aqua pushes deeper into the tall grassy field, a sudden hush falls upon the surroundings, drowning out the blood thumping in your ears, the sound of your own heartbeat, stillness, magical quiet. Before her, this figure stands up, and much like the hags that you find yourselves surrounded by, both sisters appearing on your left and right, when they stand up, they seem immense. And from this angle, it's hard to tell, but winged. The creature's eyes glowing off the reflection of Aqua's. You can see them staring. You're looking from behind. You're just seeing the back of this creature, but you can see the glowing eyes in the reflection of Aqua's. The voice, a chilling blend of melodic whispers and eerie hisses, fills the air. Little runaway, the news of your departure have not gone unnoticed. Your actions carry consequences, child. The creature's words drip with a malevolent charm that sends shivers down young Aqua's spine. Maybe your own as well. With a gnarled, bony finger extended towards the trembling young Aqua, the creature begins to weave a spell. Arcane energies shimmer in the moonlight clearing, intertwining with the very essence of young Aqua's being. You begin to see, reflecting off the edge of the tree line, the same blue light that has followed you most of your life. It is a curse. A grim reminder of, well, according to this creature, your defiance. You witness as the creature's curse takes hold and young Aqua feels an otherworldly mark sear upon her back. And in this moment, for the first time since you were this age, you remember that feeling. The agony of something being carved into your back and onto your soul. Much like a branding iron, the complex symbol burns into your flesh, smoke rising, the smell of its creation nauseating. The symbol, something you have not seen very well in the reflections of water when you bathe, and in the rare instances of solitude where you have a mirror to look back on. A sinister and twisted amalgamation of runes and numbers. You know they're numbers. They're not common numbers. They are not devilish numbers. You've had them looked at. You've drawn them and shown them to people in your younger years, and no one has recognized them. It pulsates against the edge of the forest like a vibrant glow, beating relentlessly with the passage of time. After the light fades, a chilling cackle escapes the creature's lips, carrying a sense of satisfaction and dark amusement. Flee no more, child, for your time is now measured. Each day that passes brings you closer and closer to the embrace of death. Remember this curse, Aqua of Ilores, for it shall follow you until the very end. With those haunting words, the hag witch fades back into the depths of the woods, pulling you backwards with it, leaving young Aqua alone in the moonlight clearing. The weight of the curse settles upon her shoulders and yours, burdening her with the knowledge that her days are numbered. As quick as it began, you are pulled out of this vision, this displacement. It felt so real, realer than any dream you've ever had. And as you come to, kind of still standing, the hag still holding onto your shoulder, what do you do?
For the first time in a long time, I'm kind of shaken up. I'm slowly putting the shirt back on and
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, okay. Have you seen that thing before? Do you know who they are?
The creatures seem not exactly unlike ourselves, but I have never seen a winged witch such as that. I'm afraid I do not know who or what that is.
Okay. Well, I guess one more question. With looking at my back, but I don't really want to take my shirt back off now that I think about it. I have a time limit? How much longer do I have? This is like a cancer patient figuring out.
When did it start glowing like this? I saw in the vision that it faded to a dull scar. When did it activate?
When I just before. Wait, when did it start? Like we said, just before I kind of around the time I started exploring, right?
It activated probably about 3 years ago, because you had started exploring the jungle first. It was basically when, now that you think about it, when you left home. It was a new home, but it was home.
Gotcha. Okay. Huh. It was about 3 years ago when I first started my journey.
I do not know what language this rune is in, but based on where it has changed, there's still scars of the original, but it has changed since activation. Assuming it needs to complete one full revolution around the middle symbol that looks not like a clock, but it's a sphere, kind of like a 3D sphere tattoo almost, that's glowing, that blue scarification tattoo. It's neat looking. And it is slowly turning, is what they describe. And assuming it needs to complete one full revolution, it's about 2/3 of the way through.
2/3 of the way through? I'm over halfway? So I probably have a year?
It's activated.
Somewhere around there.
Oh. Fuck, I might not make it to my next birthday. That sucks. Alright.
That's your biggest concern.
I love birthday cake. Damn it.
It's a birthday kid again.
This is a really tough situation, so I'm like
I miss my birthday.
choking bubbly's kind of kicking in, going like, oh god, what do I do? I hate this.
I'll say it's been enough time too. The rest of the party, you've noticed Aqua is not with you, probably about a minute max outside of leaving the place, so you are outside the house wondering where Aqua is. As Aqua is hurriedly getting dressed again.
Do you think she's all right?
I think Soren would be waiting by the door, knowing his, if anything were to happen to Aqua, and Kuno came back, that, and also part of Soren does care about Aqua, but he's never gonna tell her that.
Yeah, Niall's also waiting there. That's his
Aqua,
scary little
don't
sister.
make any deals.
So from what's been described, Soren and Niall are solemnly waiting outside.
I think after, how long has it been?
It hasn't been long, so you guys have just they'll be like, okay, we'll give her a minute. Niall is kind of like whispering, just like, you think she's all right? And Moss is like, Aqua! Aqua!
Screaming.
Don't promise them anything.
Don't make any deals! Aqua!
They already got my soul. Come on.
Miss Nightshade, is there any way I could contact you and ask more questions if I think of any?
He kind of looks at you and smiles. You hear Moss as if he's outside the tent trailer, just like, come on, it's not that cold out. But no, she kind of smirks and says, well, I don't exactly have a business card, but I suppose if you have means of communication over planes, then you could reach me anytime.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
I believe you and your friends will be back soon, though.
Oh, well, yeah, because we have to save Moss now, so that makes sense.
She kind of smirks as you start leaving.
Niall stepped in the stream. He's not happy about it. We should go.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm just making stuff up now.
Oh, okay.
Thank you again, sisters. Hope you enjoy your cribbage game.
You know, what exciting things we'll say.
They kind of nod and just go back to playing. It's apparently Nightshade's turn, and she starts her move as you exit, and your friends are waiting for you patiently outside. See patiently.
Everything all right, Aqua?
Yes, everything is handy dandy dory. I learned their names.
Make a deception check if you think you have to.
Make an insight check.
I'm making an insight check on that one.
Yeah, you
Everything is totally fine.
Andy Dory.
Did you click my
This is great.
My,
This is so good.
voice crack? What am I? Deception?
Deception, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 21.
Oh, I got an 18.
26.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a 23.
I got
What'd you get, Nico? 4? Man, Aqua learned some names. Aqua's killing it. You're like, all right, she's great. And everyone else is just like, red flag.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to note that in my brain.
Niall will remember this.
Niall will
Moss,
remember that.
let's get going. And I just start walking before everyone.
Okay. You guys head towards the stream.
Moss, you're muted.
I realized that after I said I said, Aqua, I'm not going to press this now, but you seem shaken.
Oh, they showed me some weird magic tricks with their cribbage game. It's bizarre.
I'm sure they did, and you're not lying through your teeth at all, but let's go.
Yes.
Why would you say that?
Nico's like, man, Moss needs to chill the fuck out. We don't need to narrate the full exit. You guys reach the stream, and as you guys begin asking out loud, how long do we have to follow it? You realize that you are well into the amber fields.
Oh! As soon as we questioned, are we there yet?
Yep. Welcome to the Feywild. It lasts just enough for you to get annoyed by it. And you guys march back to the encampment. Just kinda everything's totally fine.
Yeah, totally great.
I don't know if the king's going to be thrilled with our resolution. Do you think that's enough for them?
For now, I'd say. I've ensured that they're going to get their travel back eventually. And I'll be able to kill Yolanda as soon as I get my bloody powers back.
So we just need one domino to fall for the 10th one to really follow all the way through, right? That's what we're looking at now?
That's the cards we're playing with at the moment.
Yeah, nothing can ever be simple anyway.
Look, I'm not going to pretend this isn't a dodgy situation we're all stuck in. I'm just trying to make the best of what we can.
No, I understand.
Yeah, you're doing great, Moss.
Just seems like we make a deal, to make another deal, to then make a deal again.
There's a lot of deals in this group of ours.
Politics.
I don't know if politics is the right way to describe it.
It's a lot.
No, because we're going to, kill half of them. How is that pleasing anybody?
Keep saying yes to all these deals. I just assumed it was people pleasing.
No, I'm saying what people want to hear, so that we get what we want.
Isn't that people pleasing?
Yes.
Well, if I was actually intending on,
This is going nowhere. Let's just keep going.
It's people pleasing with the intention of duping them later.
Sneaky
Ross is
pleasing.
just yelling at the front of the group as we're all just falling behind and saying nothing.
This is
no one's listening to him anymore. Still 10 seconds, 20 seconds later, we all moved on to another conversation. He's like, it's with them.
Nico, the device is about half empty now after being nearly full.
Chug, chug, chug.
Yeah.
For now.
Yep.
Well,
for now.
Is it half empty or half full?
Honestly, it depends on how you look at it.
It's all piss.
In the Feywild, it's Schrodinger. It's all.
Out of curiosity, Nico, might I procure a vial of the essence? I'm curious if I might get temporary relief from my magical limitations, or if it will be a waste of time.
No, sounds great. Of course. Here, let me pour you one.
Let me pour you a shot of. Never mind. I'm not going to continue the bit.
Fey juice?
I was gonna continue what Max said, but I'm gonna abstain.
Not fake piss, please.
Just a shot of hot piss, you know?
Why is it hot?
It's in a machine that's being hoovered.
98.6 degrees.
But it's still ultimately being permeable. I'm wondering if I'm equally as permeable? Being created out of it?
Or you are of the ascendancy as well, right? Like maybe the rules don't apply to you. You're
point of clarity here. Nico, are you kind of holding the canister as you fill up a shot glass, or is it back on your back by this point? Just while you and Moss are talking about it.
I'll put it back on my little back because it's like just as big as I am.
Okay.
I'm just imagining Nico having to walk so much faster.
Yeah, your passive perception is shit. You don't notice anything. Okay. You have a vial of Fey juice.
Right. Now, please describe all of your symptoms in detail. I need to make notes. Just
all right.
You know.
Yep. This feels ethically and morally ambiguous at best.
You drink it?
It's kind of science.
It's not good. Oh, that's really not good.
I was thinking for a second.
I have too many dice on my tray.
Oh god, he's thinking and rolling dice.
You get 7 temporary HP.
I need you to roll a D100, please.
Oh god.
Tyler's having some fun with the D100s this campaign.
I'm in a silly, goofy mood.
You've been having
Just tell me if you got above a 90. What'd you get? You got 100? Yeah, that tracks. Moss, please describe what it looks like as the Dream Reaper takes control.
Fuck me.
Moss, Soren starts seeing it. Fuck me.
Hey, cut! As like his face just like splits open and suddenly the Dream Reaper's face is coming out. His limbs elongate as the ribbons of ethereal energy start ripping and tearing from its edges as it pulls itself in.
Just to let you know what I did, I rolled a D10. And in my head, I said, you have to roll above what I get on the 10s die. And it will be the Dream Reaper instead of you. I rolled a 9, which means you just had to roll an 89 or lower. And you would have been A-okay. Now, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You need to give me a Constitution saving throw.
That's not great.
What is it?
It's a 9.
It's a 9 total.
Hey, what is it with all these 9s being rolled around here?
Let me pull up.
You could have rolled a 9 for the D100.
Let me just open up something.
Yeah, and a 90 on the fucking, or a 100 on the fucking.
Okay. So a con save from the Dream Reaper has a +7 to their con roll. So I need to roll in that one. Is the only possibility of you rolling higher.
So the Dream Reaper, so it's like meet or beat? Or
yes, yeah. It's contested saving throws to see in this split second of the Dream Reaper being forced forward.
If they tie,
which consciousness is in control?
Oh,
The body is lost. You are the Dream Reaper. Let's see what consciousness takes control.
If Moz is conscious, then that means he's fucking knows
He's just a Chad. He's just a Chad at that point. I'm gonna roll my first set of dice, my marble dice. You need a nat 1.
He's not a nat 1. It's Max, isn't it?
I'm gonna take a photo.
It's Max.
I feel like he wouldn't. If it was a nat 20, he wouldn't take a photo. But if it's a nat 1, I feel like he would take a photo.
This is reverse psychology you're playing towards the dice.
I feel like he wouldn't need to take a photo if there was no like, if there was like, it was like fun
Don't
consequences.
get my hopes up back.
I really hope you're right.
It's either an.
Thank
See,
God.
I'm right. I
Max
told
right.
you. I was like,
Max right.
That's a natural fucking 1.
Thank God.
I was fucking right.
I love Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my God.
We can roll a 90 and
Moss.
a 1.
In the past, yeah, that's what just happened, by the way. You rolled a D100 and got a 100, and then I rolled a 1, quite literally on the complete opposite of that spectrum. That's fucking crazy. Moss, in the past, when you've become Dream Reaper, you never remember what happened during the period, which has led you to believe you're not hyper intelligent, but you are intuitively so, that you and the Dream Reaper do not share a consciousness. Which makes it very bizarre when you flinch knowing you're about to lose yourself and you don't.
The horrifying transformation. Soren's probably like getting ready to attack or flee.
Soren's just got a blood whip in his hand, I imagine. What's Soren doing? Since Soren was just like, oh, Jesus.
Well, seeing as how Nico has no fucking idea, I think, and we're tasked with protecting her, I think Soren grabs them and
Ooh.
Yeah, gets the fuck out of there.
Okay. By the time you are enough of yourself to be in control of your faculties, Soren and Nico are about 120 feet away.
Yeah.
Niall's staying just with the gun at the ready.
Okay. Rifle or pistol?
Pistol.
Okay. Aqua, what are you doing?
I probably do.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Matt.
Go ahead, Aqua.
I am in a fighting position with my staff, and I shout out, "This isn't the time, Dream Reaper!"
Moss? Actually, this is perfect time for this music. Hold on.
Oh.
Only the Dream Reaper gets this
Is
in game. Hold on.
What?
What is this music?
You are the Dream Reaper in the Feywild, and it's Moss in control.
Dream Reaper? Niall, is this
Mo-
you?
Moss? Yes?
Moss?
You're not going to attack us.
no.
Open! It's Moss!
As Moss says no, there is no sound.
Oh my god.
You all hear in your ears. The range is
Can't remember if I had to make a voice.
yeah, it's fucking huge. You all hear, as if Moss is standing in a circle around his friends, him say no.
I think. Yeah, I think Soren puts Nico down at hearing the no. And like turns.
Soren.
Well,
You really gotta yell, he's 120 feet.
It's me.
Oh, fuck. So you're
What?
not, you're in control.
Can I do anything? I reach towards something.
Not us.
You can grab things. You have the ability of the Dream Reaper.
Where's my Reaper sheet?
Yeah. Do you still have that character sheet?
I don't know if I still have that. It doesn't look like it.
Hold on.
I know it's
Oh, right. I disabled ownership because I was borrowing it. Hold on. There we go. You should be able to see it in
Hey.
actors now.
Oh my god.
You got your mech suit, bud.
This is amazing.
We'll see how long it lasts, but you have your mech suit for now.
Yeah, Moss, oh god, how do I read these?
While you're thinking, can you describe in detail what Nico sees, like what the creature actually looks like?
So it looks like this thin, gangly, purplish, almost like rippling between purple, pink, and orange energies.
Aqua's got a photo printout.
Oh, yeah, the photo printout.
That's awesome.
With these gnarly, elongated claws and like this mane of the whipping, fiery-looking magical tendrils that look as if it's being torn away at the edges of its creation, and it wears Moss's face over its head. But the face is sleeping.
It's like a terrible like Payday 2 mask, you know? It's like hyper detailed, but just cartoonish enough to be like, this is gross.
Yep.
Yeah.
This will certainly make negotiations a little complicated.
Maybe.
Do you know how to go back?
Nope.
All right.
Honestly, though, I'm not sure if I want to at the moment.
Okay, moment though, right? You will go back?
Probably. I just mean I can't
I like
cast
your
magic.
self.
Thank you. But Furbolg Moss doesn't currently have magic, and I teleport behind all of them. And I currently have magic right now.
So you're going to just walk into the centaur camp like this?
That's fair.
I mean, that's, one of my concerns, but I can communicate. And look, there's my face.
Yeah, that's not disturbing at all to look at.
That's awful.
Well, I can change it, and I kind of focus, and it changes to Amon's sleeping face.
Oh dear God! Please never do that again.
What's the creature's true face underneath though?
I miss him on now.
It just...
Moss. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
You've never had consciousness while being the Dream Reaper.
No, this is incredibly terrifying.
Make an insight check. As Moss, use Moss's stats.
That's a really good roll. 25.
25.
19.
That's a very interesting question. Can you put the face back on? You can change it at will. It came like intuition. You've never really been in a place to experiment.
No. Can I make the face disappear?
What do? Do you just like will it to disappear?
Mm-hmm.
It stays as a mon. You can't get rid of it.
Alright, I just change it back to my own face.
You peel
Can't
it off.
take it off.
Well, from my understanding, it can be anyone I've seen, or... And I'll just kind of let it drift and see if it'll just pull up anybody in the dreamscape.
Yeah, roll a D100. I got a list here. Let me pull it up of important people stuck in your orb.
Oh my god, 95.
Stop rolling so high.
With your dice.
You guys watch. Nico doesn't recognize this figure, but you guys recognize Smiley.
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
Wait, I wonder if I can talk to Smiley. Smiley, are you
We're gonna
there?
be here for a while.
Oh, sorry. Didn't see you there. And you guys watch as the face starts talking.
Oh, that's so terrifying! Holy shit! Smiley!
In this form, you don't have an orb. It has to go somewhere.
Turn it off.
I just turn away from the group.
Nico turns and throws up.
Absolutely.
Smiley, are you all right? How are you doing?
Don't really know where I am right now. Can I reach out later?
Yes. I just wanted to know. Can you still perform magic?
Currently, I think I'm more of a metaphysical idea than a being. I'll have to try again.
Okay,
Sorry, sir.
No, yeah, you're okay. When you're no longer when you're not a metaphysical being or idea, can you typically cast magic?
Oh, I did just this morning.
Okay, good. So you're all right.
Well, I imagine that's a bit of a perspective question, but currently, yes.
All right. This is good to hear. Keep doing good.
And it's weird because you guys are watching the Dream Reaper like make sounds, but you're hearing Moss as if he's just standing around you. And on top of his head, again, the face is like a mask on top of his head as if he's pulled it back off his head. It's quite jarring. It's not great.
Moss is kind of like living this at the moment.
I think we're gonna be here for a while.
No, Moss is still walking
Okay.
Well, we don't
at
want
this point.
Okay.
Now he's creepily like walking on all fours.
Ah!
Let's
Ah!
make sure that they don't kill him on sight.
At any point, just based off of what both Nico and Aqua asked, do you attempt to lower the face as if wearing the mask? Or do you leave it kind of pushed back on your head?
Oh, I guess that's a good question. Can I pull the face down?
You guys watch as he pulls and his thumb like disappears like into like the
Oh,
scalp.
please don't change me back.
And he pulls it down, and as he does, the form shrinks shorter than Moss used to be into a human, slightly out of shape man wearing slacks and a white wife beater, basically. And you see Smiley. What the hell? Where'd I come from? Where am I?
Push it back up.
You guys he watches, he pushes it back up and he grows into his full size again. Oh God! Sorry. That feels awful, sir. If you could.
I'm so sorry. I did not know that would happen. I'm experimenting. I've not been able to control this before.
Nico, what's going on? What's Nico doing?
I am beyond horrified.
Aren't we all? Oh my gosh.
I'm fascinated as to what is happening. But yet again, this is inside Moss. This large, horrible creature that can pop out at
Nico.
apparently any moment.
This is the Reaper we were talking about that I put in the orb that, we were afraid of coming out and killing lots of people.
Yeah, but
Right,
apparently
yes,
not
so
to
your true
disguise as
form.
people.
No, not mine. I predate
sure?
this. Yes, I've only had to live with this for the last 100 years. I'm more than 100 years old.
Well, we know that, but we're just. What if it is you? What if this is you and you just went through a growth spurt or something? I don't know.
I mean,
The Dream Reaper's just going through puberty right now. That's why it's so hard to control.
I changed the face to Moss, back to my own. Pull it down.
Hey, you turn back into Moss.
I push it back up.
At some point, you're going to develop arthritis.
Repetitive strain injury.
Okay, so tested and proven I can switch. Okay, cool. Moss is still gonna just.
No! I hate it.
I hate everything about it.
All right. With that development, you guys reach the encampment. Ooh, I regret this so much.
He's back to normal Moss now.
Or you're gonna do it while you sneeze, and you're gonna like rip the mask, and then like your bottom half is gonna be Moss, and the top half is gonna be the Dream Reaper.
Wait, like if I lift it up a little bit, does part of me transform?
Yeah, it
Like-
stops. It's truly awful. There's a certain threshold too where both mouths work.
Oh my god.
Soren, I imagine at some point you took charge as this clown is clowning around.
Yeah, I think Soren's pleased because Katara was right.
Katara
But
knows
he keeps that
best.
to himself.
He keeps that to himself. As a smirking
walks in.
Soren walks into the encampment.
I should also mention that you know, like Venom. That is, yeah, the Reaper has
Oh,
a
yeah.
Venom.
Oh god.
It's just awful.
The whole thing is
It's
uncomfortable.
truly the stuff of nightmares.
Yep,
Please do me a favor and turn back to yourself by the time we get to the centaur camp.
I'm
Who's
already
the camp?
myself.
Okay.
All right, good.
We're just
I am
asking if
already
you're just
myself,
staying there
honestly.
for now.
Yeah.
You know, this is great. The Dream Reaper knows silvery barbs.
Don't know what that
I just
means.
intuitively know what that is, but I've never heard that word said like that before.
This is weird.
Magic is so weird. Yeah, you guys enter, and as Moss is still kind of fucking around, there are a few screams in between form changes, just like, what the fuck is this?
I just managed to like almost instantaneous. It's just like,
Yeah, just like, right. Yeah.
depending on how fast he raises the mask.
He's just like a purple Slender Man. It's kind of awful.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great. But you guys enter the tent of Arventhil Sunmane and find him now standing with some of the people over the war maps of the Feywild.
Has been smiling the whole time. Confidence all the time high. Right?
And are you in Moss the Furbolg form, or are you okay? Probably for the best. All right,
Yeah, don't need to. I'll show it. That's the
Party trick.
intimidation, You know.
yeah. You guys enter. Soren, you're in the lead. Arventhil kind of notices your arrival and looks a little genuinely like, oh shit, okay. These guys don't fuck around.
King Arventhil, I have.
Moss walks in last with his hands up.
God.
Oh, King
I do
Arventhil!
like a very, you know.
This is the closest Moss will ever get to being drunk. Just drunk on power.
It's euphoric.
Last time we
Yeah.
got drunk, we almost died.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's also
true.
correct.
Last
It's the
time
last
you got
time you saw the Dream Reaper, yeah?
It's funny. Moss will. We have entered the Whispering Wood and spoken to the Weaver and found the origin of the Weaver's curse, which, might I add, you were spot on with it being a curse.
He kind of nods to one of the scouts, be like, good work, men.
That being said, the true rulers of the Whispering Wood, the sisters, have permitted you to withdraw your remaining forces through the Whispering Wood, and upon the death of the sister Yolanda and they get her titles, they are going to allow you to travel through it once more freely.
So you didn't clear the forest, is what I'm hearing.
Once Yolanda's dead, it'll be clear.
And where is Yolanda?
Waiting for me to let her through into the Feywild.
You're edging around the answer you know I'm looking for. How long?
Well, depends on how long it takes Yolanda to arrive into the Feywild. I have no... But, with her power and her eagerness to return to her perceived station of power, I won't imagine it'll be very long at all.
You speak without saying things of substance, Mr. Moongrove. How unlike you. We had a deal. I thank you for at least bartering the ability to remove our men from the Emberwood. But if we are not able to access it for an extended period of time, that will put a constraint on our ability to protect ourselves.
My intention is to resolve the matter as quickly as possible. I would not be myself if I were to leave this unresolved in your hands. I merely meant to inform you the process as it stands currently, not to mislead you into believing that it is settled. I still mean to resolve this myself, if you...
Very well. Fine. Thank you for your service. We will withdraw our support if Yolanda is not dealt with in a timely manner. But at least for now, you and your party have passage through the Amber Wilds.
I graciously thank you and promise, as is on my word in my titles, that I will not leave you empty-handed.
I look forward to you living up to that expectation. When do you meet with your mother?
As quickly as possible. They're expecting me, so says my brother. But what they won't be expecting is that I am, well, they might have noticed, I'm not entirely certain, but they'll be expecting me to be completely powerless, and this is no longer the case.
That is good to hear. Your magic returned.
In a sense, I have found myself in control of an invariably more powerful portion of myself that I was misled to believe was a curse placed by my mother.
He looks a little curious, but doesn't push.
I would show you, but I don't want to frighten anyone, as it's rather unsettling to look at.
He sees over your shoulder Nico like nodding like Nico, a centaur taps you on the shoulder. You said this is Lyra, the Oracle. You said that you were searching for your teacher, correct?
Yes, desperately.
Describe her to me again, please.
Older human, kind of gray hair, very, poncy, unnecessarily intricate robes, very non-functional for walking around, but she kind of toddles a little bit. Very intelligent, very much so. But, quite up there in age. She'd be, I imagine, one of the few humans that you'd run into.
Her eyes look like...
My birds have told me of a woman held not imprisoned, but captive by one of our, how should we say, historians. The Council of Oracles reports to nobody. But there are those among us that are dedicated to preservation, not foresight. They look at the folds that have already passed and record histories that were undiscovered. Your mentor, I believe, lies somewhere deep in the Radiant Isles, in the Cathedral of the Oracles.
Is that close by?
Not exactly. But it is easy to get to, if you are aware of it.
It only lets you find it if you're looking?
It only lets you find it if your history has determined you've been there already. Like many things in the Feywild, they happen at different times and in the wrong order. Prophecy is messy. She is safe, but she has earned a favor that has trapped her there. She asked for something, and that something cannot be completed in her lifetime. And so she is bound there to try until she dies.
That's unfortunate.
That means she's still alive. That means her knowledge is too. That's really what matters. Okay. And sorry, you said that the Cathedral of the Oracles. In what region was that? Sorry, again?
The Radiant Isles.
Radiant Isles.
How quietly did you say that last part? Did anyone hear that? Yeah, you guys heard her say that. Mostly like under her breath or like just kind of like talking into her own head. But Aqua, that reaction is legitimate. You heard that.
So we're not saving her? I'm so confused.
Well, we just need to ask her how to get Kuno out. Kuno, right?
Yeah, but do you not want her
That's what I mean.
back?
Well, it would be most convenient. It's always, many hands make light work, but I just need to plumb her brain for a little bit. Get what I need to know. It's not like she's dead, she's just working. Just working elsewhere. A little bit harder to reach.
You don't get out much, do you?
Why would I have to? I have research to do.
There. Okay.
That's work.
Yeah.
She explains a little about the Radiant Isles. It's a collection of a small, almost like each little island is enough for, a small handful of buildings that float and move around on the iridescent sea far, far, far to the east, where the rivers of the Nelithan empty into. They're kind of like considered by some to be like the afterlife. You don't really get there, you arrive.
Gotcha. It's a minor hiccup in the plan.
Guess I'll die.
Yes, I'll die. Niall, what are you doing with this nonsense?
Nothing much. I gotta be honest. I'm like constantly on the hearing out just in case my
Make a note of this.
Like, by the way, you need to kill 17 orphans or what? I don't know.
By the way, everyone in this room dies right now.
Everybody in this room.
Kill 17 talking house cats.
Oh no!
I like
Yeah,
I like how no one
your
said babies. Were like, nah, fuck it. And then
your
it's like house
your
cats
entity
regular
has
house.
been your entity has been fairly quiet.
You'd be real quiet.
They were like, I know they're gonna be gone from the plane for a while, so I'll have them kill 21 people. I'll be satisfied.
Don't worry, Niall. I'll just fight the entity this time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tyler. I was afraid to click on anything.
I'm also like slightly afraid because I only thought of this afterwards. I should have sent a letter to my family just in case I was gone for 100 years.
What's the worst that could happen?
My family's dead. That's the worst thing that could happen.
But they lived a full life.
I want
So
to spend it with them.
It's not like they were wiped out in a tragic war, being on the border towns of a burbling conflict. They lived a full happy life in Boris.
Yeah.
Sure, it's fine.
Don't
Okay.
worry. It's okay.
Soren is giving up. Soren's like just smiling about the whole Dream Reaper thing. It's just like, you guys are fine. Everything's gonna be great.
Everything's great.
His faith is like all the way.
Yeah.
Both Soren and fucking Moss have like a pep in their step.
Despite everything.
Yeah,
Despite everything.
Scrolling
Yeah.
up,
I think.
I came into this campaign thinking Moss would rub off on Soren, not the other way around.
Love it.
There's still time.
I think with that, yeah, there's lots of time. You guys have completed your arrangement with Arventhil, and I believe part of the deal was passage to the Epoch Valley.
Yes, because they were going to come with us.
They're going to come with you. Now, he's basically said he ain't getting up on any kind of platform to talk to your mother
Yeah, 'cause I'm gonna
until...
do the talking.
Well, no, he won't even be in the court
Oh,
if you haven't finished that last part of the deal, but he'll get you there.
Cool. That's even better.
Yeah, and then he fucks off. Yeah.
Moss didn't want him there to begin with. Like,
Okay. As you guys move with the clan of centaurs ever southward in the opposite direction towards the Epoch Valley, we're gonna end the session there. A little bit of a shorty.
A little shorty.
We're gonna end on a note. A quest completed, a journey complete, lives saved, lots of information found out even in that last little period there. Give me one sec here. I wonder what happened to Aqua, guys.
Me too.
Aqua, what's up?
No, you tell me.
Thank
You don't
you
have long figured out.
so you don't lock me. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know it's a little bit of an early session, but this will leave us a good starting point. We will start next session with a little bit of preamble on the journey towards, as you guys maybe discuss, even if it's internally, what you're doing with all the new information you've been fed, and then we will arrive at the Epoch Valley and meet the Lady of Nights. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next Monday. One of my favorite things about telling stories with living characters is you really never know how the story is going to be changed with new information. I'll tell you with certainty, Aqua was not supposed to know her destiny. In my version, years pass, and we observe Aqua's journey through life. The curse that was etched upon her back remains dormant, a faded mark barely visible. Unbeknownst to her, the countdown hidden within the curse patiently bides its time, waiting for the right moment to unveil its true nature. As Aqua reaches the age of 20, a subtle change ripples through her existence. The runic clock carved into her back, once a mere scar, now stirs to life. It glows with an eerie luminescence, casting an otherworldly light upon her surroundings. The arcane countdown has begun. Each passing day, you would witness the runic clock's ethereal hands shift imperceptibly, marking the relentless march towards Aqua's ultimate fate. However, the countdown would remain enigmatic. Concealing the specifics of its finality, Aqua finds herself plagued by uncertainty, haunted by the pressing question of how much time remains before her destiny catches up with her. In this alternate story, driven by a newfound urgency, Aqua embarked on a quest for answers. Whispers of a way to break the curse circulate in hushed tones, leading her back to the village she once fled. It is there in the depths of Ilaris that she seeks the person responsible for her plight. A sense of trepidation fills the air as Aqua confronts the individual who cast the curse upon her all those years ago. It is a harrowing encounter, a confrontation steeped in desperation and the desire to reclaim her stolen future. The task ahead is clear: to force the curse maker to undo their malevolent work, or, if necessary, deliver retribution. But as Aqua ventured closer to the fateful moment when her time runs out, the curse begins to seep into her dreams. Nightmares of impending doom plague her sleep, tormenting her with glimpses of a foreboding future. It is a constant reminder that the countdown is not an abstract, but a tangible presence creeping closer with each passing night. In her waking hours, Aqua would wrestle with the growing weight of the curse. It colors her interactions with others, casting a shadow of uncertainty and a heightened sense of urgency upon her every decision. A once carefree Aqua is now driven by a fierce determination to make the most of her remaining time, to leave a mark upon the world before her fate is sealed. But unfortunately, that story won't be told.